Welcome back to Cuppy's Crochet Cove, and today we're going to be working on a Rocky hat, and you're going to need all worsted weight yarn, bright green, white, and gray. This is just for the hat part only, keep that in mind, and an eye hook or 5.5 millimeter, and let's jump right in. We're going to do I would say a slip stitch. I can't think of the magic circle. Gotta get it together. Magic circle. Haha, I've been working on this, which is basically it's a slip knot. Slip stitch, whatever you want to call it. That's all it is. It took me a while to figure that out because all the videos that I watched, I'm a slow learner anyway, and it took me a minute to realize, hey, that's just a slip knot. But anyway, moving along, we're going to, magic circle, chain 2, 10 double crochets into your magic circle. So that's 1, 2, and you're going to go all the way around for a total of 10, and I will meet you back when I get to my 10. Okay, now I have my 10 on there, and I'm going to remove my hook. You don't have to, but I am. And take this string in the middle and pull it taut, tight, taut, whatever. Pull it, and now you don't have that big hole in the center. And I'm not using a stitch marker. It's pretty easy. And we know we crocheted 10, but this is what I do anyway. Counting backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your chain 2 does not count as anything. Okay, and we're going to slip stitch into that very first double crochet. Chain 2, and I'm just going to pull this a little more just to close it up as much as I can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know I go back and I have a bad habit of redoing and redoing and redoing, especially in the beginning. But anyway, because my count, I counted again and it doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it was right. I'd rather recount over and over and over again now than later. So slip stitch, chain 2, and single crochet 2 into that same stitch where we did our slip stitch and chain 2, and this little straggler, just crochet right over it. You can go back and, if that's not what you want to do, you can, just sew it in later. But 2 double crochets into that first double crochet, and 2 in the next, and we're going to go all the way around for a total of 20. And as you can see, I am not using my stitch marker because we're not working in the round, because by the time we get back over here, you're going to see where those chain and where it starts again, whatever. Anyway, so round 2 you will have a total of 20. Just continue to double crochet into each yarn split, 2 double crochets into every double crochet for a total of 20, and I will meet you back at the end of round 2. Alright, I've completed round 2 for round 3. I got a little loop here, but that's okay. I'll go back off camera and actually I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull this out and I'll just redo it later. I'll sew it in. It usually works. This time it didn't, and that's fine. So round 3, go past your chain 2 and into the very first double crochet, slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet into that same stitch one time. There's 1, and in the next you're going to double crochet 2, 1 and 2, and you're going to continue that pattern all the way around. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 in the next, 1, 2 in the next, all the way around for a total of 30, and I will meet you again. So I've completed round 3. You should have a total of 30 double crochets all the way around, and slip stitch into the top of that double crochet you did first, chain 2, double crochet into that same stitch one time into the next, and then 2 into that third. There's 1 and 2. Now you're going to continue that pattern all the way around. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, all the way around for a total of 40 double crochets, and I will meet you back at the end of round 4. So at the end of round 4 you should have 40 double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch into that first double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet into that same stitch. Double crochet into the next, and double crochet into the next. So you'll have 3 double crochets and 2 into the next. There's 1 and 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then 2 together, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way around for a total of 50 double crochets, and this is going to be our last increase row, and I will meet you back at the beginning. Okay, I'm back at the end of round 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Had to make sure, because yeah. Now at the end we are going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into that very first, slip stitch, chain 2 space, and we are going to go all the way around just with 1 double crochet into each and every double crochet, and at the end slip stitch and do it again. So you're going to go, this is round 6, and you're going to do this for round 6, 7, 8, and 9. At the end of round 9, stop there, and I will be back to go to the next round. Alright, we're at the end of round 9. My camera slipped down, and I already cut my tail. Leave a long tail, and you're going to join with a slip stitch and change color to white, if I can get it here. I'm pulling a good bit. Okay. And for this tail, I'm going to do mine a little bit longer. And that'll make sense, hopefully, in a second. Put that right into your slip stitch. And pull the previous yarn. Okay, pull your green yarn kind of tight. And I want to have a pretty good sized tail on it for now. And hopefully this will make sense. Usually I make hats in a different way, but I'm trying this one out because I think the color change will look a lot better. Anyway, long tail, and with the tail of it, not with the mane that's coming out, but with the long tail, chain 2 and start your double crochet into the same place where we did the slip stitch. And I still have my tail in my hand, but now I don't have enough, which is what I want. I don't have enough to finish. I'm doing this just to lock it in to make sure it doesn't come unraveled at this spot where we changed our color. And if you want to, you can leave your tails hanging and just sew them in later. I'm going to try not to do that because I don't like sewing. I'm just going to sew crochet over mine. So we're on our second double crochet, and I'm going to keep these pulled taut, and I'm going to double crochet all the way around in the color white. And I'm going to keep on trying to keep these tucked in. If not, if they show too bad, I'll just pull them out and sew them. I try and do all I can to avoid sewing because I know there's a lot of sewing in this project, but we'll get there. So I will meet you back at the end of one round of white. Alright, we're at the end of our one round in white. I already cut my long tail and slip stitch into the top of the very first double crochet. Time for the dark gray yarn. Again, long tail. Feeding that right through. Trying not to get everything tangled. Chain 2. Keeping our white pulled tight. Double crochet, beginning double crochet with the long tail. And grab your main color to finish pulling through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops. And now I'm going to continue to yarn crocheting over the long tails. Hopefully I don't have to pull them out and sew them in later. So I have 1 and 2, and I'm going to keep making sure that these are pulled tight, and double crochet all the way around for a total of 2 rows with your dark gray yarn, and I will meet you back at the beginning again. And this is going to be so cute. Okay, now we have a total of 12 rows, and we're going to slip stitch into this. Yeah, eventually, whenever my yarn wants to cooperate. But before we go on any further, I want to show you this one thing, and I know you were, well, I don't join hats that way. Now this is going to be the inside, so it doesn't look so but this is going to be the outside once we flip it. And there's not really much, I mean, I just love how it does like that. So anyway, we have our slip stitch into the very first one, and I know the pattern is different. Well, y'all don't know that, but I do. So this is one, and into the next you're going to slip stitch over, so that's 2, and we're going to go to 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the pattern says to cut it and then go over 8, but I'm not doing that, obviously, because yeah, I don't want to have one more end to sew in that I don't have to. I'm trying to move my camera here and it's not wanting to work. Okay, now that we have slip stitched 8 over, chain 1, and into the next double crochet we're going to single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 1 and turn. And into this same single crochet, we're going to do a single crochet together. So putting in your hook, yarn over, pulling up a loop, into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop and go through 2. We're going to single crochet into the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to single crochet 2 together again. So there's 1, 2, together. Chain 1 and turn. Single crochet into the same stitch. And we're going to have 8. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 1 and turn. we're going to single crochet 2 together. 1, 2, and single crochet into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I'm getting off camera, I'm not trying to. And then 2 together in the last. And single crochet in each of these down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1 and turn, single crochet together, single crochet 1, 2, single crochet together, 2 together, chain 1 and turn, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have to go check my pattern because I forgot to bring it over with me. Okay, I was right. I just wanted to double check to make sure. At the end of that last single crochet of 4, cut your yarn and just pull it on out. Now on this side, because I like to be kind of uniform, making sure that everything is right, so I went ahead and did this. I know this was the beginning, and I counted 8 stitches over, and that's where we started our single crochets. So I did the same thing on this side already, sort of. I counted 8 over, and I put a hook in, because normally it's going to tell you to turn. You just count 8 and then do the same thing over here, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure, even though I'm sure it's probably the same anyway, but I counted 8 over because that's where I want the end to be, not the beginning. Since I crocheted starting on the inside here, I want to do the inside also over here. So I counted over 8 and put my marker. So that's going to count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to put my hook in. Recount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm going to make my other ear flap. And I'm going to do it a little different. Instead of going to the next stitch, I'm going to go into the same stitch where I put this. I keep pulling the wrong tail thing. And I don't want my tail to be real long, because I don't want to have to cut it at the end. So anyway, chain 1. Now I'm going to grab this and single crochet into that same, it keeps wanting to get a little loose on me, and into the same stitch, single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, taking out my stitch marker, and 10. Now I'm not going to do this one on camera, so just rewind the video back a little bit and do the exact same thing here that you did on this side. And I will be back for the next part. And there are many, many, many parts to this little hat. So I will be back. Forgot to turn my microphone on. It'd be kind of crazy me doing this and nobody be able to hear me. Don't cut your yarn after you finish this last flap. I'm going to place a stitch marker, not into the last, but into the first single crochet. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'll take that back. I'm sorry, I made a boo-boo. Into the last stitch. That is correct. Yay. I'll get it together one day. Not enough coffee. So into that last stitch, place a stitch marker. And remember, don't cut your yarn. And what we're going to do now is single crochet around the hat all the way around where you just did the gray. And normally I would do this off camera, but I'm not, for a reason that you're going to see right about, okay, almost. It doesn't have to be perfect, just do your best. Now that I'm to the end of the ear flap in the corner, I'm going to place 2 single crochets. And that's a little loose because I'm trying to bend over and my arms are way out. But I can't record it the other way or it won't make any sense. Anyway, 2 into this corner. Single crochet all the way to this ear flap. Whenever you get to this corner, single crochet 2 into this one all the way up. Keep single crocheting. You can sew this in or crochet over it. Single crochet, 2 single crochets into this corner, yeah, you get it, all the way around, single crochet 2 times into this corner. So every place that you figure out, it doesn't have to be perfect because I don't know how to do that perfect, but anyway, single crochet all the way down, and on the corner of each ear flap, single crochet 2, and I will meet you back shortly. So what I did here right quick, yeah, the hook was really tight, so I just single crocheted just around one little strand of yarn. And now, because again, I hate sewing, and whenever I'm trying to crochet into this where our tail end is, it's not working out so well. So this is the lazy person's way. I'm going to go below that stitch, grab it, pull it out close enough to being locked in. Now I'm going to single crochet at the end of the 4 single crochets on the ear flap, pull it down, and yeah, I'm going to go on this side here just because, make sure it's good and even. Now going under that tail continuing to single crochet. And I'm just going to crochet on over that tail. And whenever you get to the end, slip stitch in to there, and I'll be back again. Okay, so I finished my last single crochet, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the very first one. Yeah, I never did move my stitch marker out of there. Be alright. And pull it on out. And before I forget, because this is a very large project, and I know I probably will because I'm lame brain like that. I'm not worried about my stitch marker. I don't need that, so I'm going to take that right on out. Flip your hat inside out now. There's my tail. Now that's the right side. A lot of people, they flip theirs, but I don't know, I might keep, let me see what the inside looks like now. Yeah, whichever side looks best, whoops, whichever side looks best, that's the side you want out. But no matter what, you're going to be able to tell which is the back and which is the front. So I'm going to flip this back the way it was originally. Yeah, pretty much looks the same to me. But I'm still going to go inside out, outside out, whatever side. And I've got this to sew in, but I am going to sew that into the other side. And got this piece to sew in, but I'm not going to do that right now because, yeah, it might work out just leaving it alone. So if you have that to sew in, go ahead and sew that in. And I'm going to forget it. I'm not even worried about it right now. On to the next part. We are going to need our dark gray yarn, light gray yarn, and if I can find it to tell you, because I put it out in an F hook now, an F or 3.75 millimeter. You won't need your green anymore, I don't believe, but yeah, I got a mess here, so I'm going to go and straighten all this up so I can have a little bit more room to work with, and I'll be back. And I was wrong. You are going to need your F hook, your smaller hook, but we're going to continue to use our I hook on this part. I'm sorry. I'll be back though. I have things I have got to do. Be back. Okay, I'm back. Now we're going to make the badge. So we're going to do a slip knot, chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and yes, still working with the I hook. We're going to single crochet into the next chain, so for a total of 10. 1, 2, 3. I know I'm kind of slow, I'm going off camera. Okay, I'm back. At the end of the single crochet 10, chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together into the first 2 single crochets, pull through both, single crochet into the next 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, I'm shaking, 6, and single crochet 2 together into the last 2. 1 and 2, chain 1, turn, single crochet into the next, what is that, 8 stitches, single crochet all the way across, and I'll meet you back at the end of that. Chain 1 and turn, single crochet into the first 2 together into the first 2 stitches, then single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet 2 together into the last 2 stitches, chain 1, turn, single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1 and turn, single crochet 2 together into the first 2, single crochet 1 and 2, yarn split, isn't it lovely, and single crochet 2 together into the last, chain 1 and turn, single crochet 2 together. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. I want to make sure. Yeah, there's my 2 together. Usually I'm marking off every row, and I'm not doing that now because this is just too much. Anyway, chain 1 and turn, 2 together, and somehow 3, 4, I think I forgot something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1 and turn. I hope y'all are keeping up with your work better than I'm keeping up with mine. And I know this is going to be 2 together on this row, and then 1, 2, and then 2 together on the last. And I hope I'm where y'all are supposed to be and y'all aren't too confused. Single crochet, because I mean usually it's the same pattern, just decreasing it, the 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now I've got 4 single crochets, chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together. Now that I have 4 left, single crochet 2 together again, and yarn split. Maybe that's what got me so confused, is a yarn split. Oh my gosh, don't you hate that? Single crochet 2 across, there's 1 and 2, chain 1, and single crochet 2 together for the last one, chain 1, and here's the last part, single crochet 2 into the very, now that you're down to 1, single crochet 2 into this, 1, 2, placing my stitch marker, for now it's gonna come out, but I'm just doing this just for the camera. Single crochet all the way down this side now, 2 into this corner, all the way down here, 2 into this corner, single crochet all the way back up, and then finally slip stitch into your very first single crochet up here. And that'll be that for the badge, sort of. Well, that's just the main part of the back, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back, and shockingly my stitch marker held. So into where you had your stitch marker, slip stitch, and this is where you would want to leave a long tail for sewing. Told you I hate sewing, so that's why I try to go over so much, and yeah, just yarn over it and keep on keeping on. And I'm cutting my tail, and I always end up cutting my tails way too long, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. You're not going to sew all the way around, but that's the first part of the badge done. And moving on to the second part. If I can find what I'm looking for. Okay, now you're going to get your light gray yarn, and you're going to make 3 of these. So you're going to make your magic circle, let's see, magic circle. I'm so wonderful at this, can't you tell? Chain 1, single crochet into the magic circle 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now pulling that really tight, if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch into your very first single crochet. Get out of my way, yarn. And pull that tail really tight to make sure there's no hole or very little. And that's it. That's all there is to the small ones. Oh, cut a long tail and pull that on through. Now you've got a paw part for the very first one. But again, you're going to make 3 of those. And I'm not making 3 of those on camera. Now for the large pad, magic circle, chain 2, oh my word, I have an ant crawling on me. Sorry. Doing it again. Magic circle. Chain 2. 1, 2. And 10 double crochets into the magic circle. There's 1, 2, And again, in case I didn't mention it, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm saying it again. Your hook, this is a smaller hook. The badge done with a 5.5 millimeter or I hook. I use boy hooks, those are my preference. Anyway, and an F hook or 3.75 hook for the small paws. Anyway, 10 double crochets into your magic ring and I'll be back. Alright, I've got 10 double crochets. I think that ant really threw me off. I hate ants. Counting back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like I've got 11, but I know I don't. And slip stitch into the very first one. I'm pulling my string again, really tight. Don't want to pop it though. Anyway, and cut a long strand for sewing and pull that right on through. Wow, did I ever cut a long string? Didn't mean to. So, yeah, I'm sure I've got another one around here somewhere that I can put. Yeah. 2 and 3. So now you're going to arrange your puppy paws on here how I'm gonna do mine. If I can get all this out of the way. Get them arranged how you want. That looks about middle to me, that place right there. And where's my short string? There it is. Pull that through. That's good enough for me. Somewhere along in there. And get it arranged how you would like your puppy paws to be. Paw. But yeah, this is how I'm doing it, kind of. I'm pulling my short string back here. I'm going to do the same with these 3 and then use the long tail and sew that on to the badge. And that wasn't a very good one. Ta-da! Abracadabra. Okay, so my paws didn't, puppy pad part things didn't come out as great as I would like for it. Didn't come out as great as I would like for it to have, but that's okay. Now I'm looking at my hat trying to find the back and the, okay, this is the back and this is the front. Still haven't sewn my tails in yet, but that's okay. We'll get there. Laying this down flat and even. Not perfect, but okay, close enough. Now, you're going to lay this down. Lay this down on top of your hat. Get it centered better than me, because I'm not so good at... Anyway. Now sew this part onto the hat and we'll move on to the next. But another thing, you don't have to do what I did. If you want to have, like, if you have felt, you can always, like, crochet the back part, the little triangle. You can crochet that and then just cut out the circle pieces on there and use that for the puppy paws. I'm also kind of rushing myself anyway, because I know I have a lot going on that I have to get done. But anyway, sew that on. Again, still not worrying about this because we haven't gotten there yet because, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. And then, yeah, it's a lot. But we'll get there and I'll be back shortly. I'll be back shortly. And I haven't sewn this on yet. All I did, I've just got one here just to hold it in place. And this is the top of it. I started at right here at the end of the first round we did. That's where I'm going to start, and the bottom should be lined up to be sewn in at the top of the green, the last green row. So there will be one green row on the bottom and one green round. One round of green on the bottom and one round of green on the top. And if yours came out a different size, then figure out your way to center it. And now I'll be back again. Okay, now I have the badge sewn on. It's kind of crooked. Not bad. I can live with it. My first everything always tends to be kind of off anyway. But that's alright. So, now I'm going to show you what I did wrong. Whenever I was sewing my long tail, I noticed my tail was getting shorter and shorter. Yeah, it's supposed to. I get it. But it got too short too fast. Because whenever I was sewing, I didn't sew it in all the way. Like, pull it through. And I don't want to leave this. So, I'm going to cut it and tie. And one more time. I mean, it's sewn all the way around, but I mean, I don't want that big, yeah. So at the end, this is where I finished it. It's sewn in good enough. And like I say, I don't like sewing anyway. So I'm going to find a stitch somewhere where I can hide this behind the badge. There we go. Pull this. My yarn split and so yeah. There's one little knot. Pulling that around that stitch. Oh, come on. And there's another one. And a different one behind the badge and one more for good measure. Now I'm going to cut it, but I'm going to leave a little tiny tail for the, just in case. You never know. You can even add a little drop of glue there if you want, and then cut it even shorter. Cut it even shorter without the glue. I mean, hopefully no kid's going to be going on the inside of their hat and being like, oh, let me pull on this string. And this that I said I was going to sew in later, now is as good as time as any because I know I'll forget. Did that come out good enough? I hope so. Yeah. Close enough. And I'm going with my version of sewing, and I know a lot of people are like, that's lazy, yeah, I've been called a lazy crocheter before because I hate sewing. But come on, if I can get out of sewing, I'll do it any day of the week. I'm telling you what. I wish I had somebody that if I had the money to, somebody that just either hire them to sew for me. This isn't making any sense, is it? I'm just going in the same, and it's just going to pull it all out the other way. Yeah, I'm going to have to break down and sew because, yeah, look at that. I don't want that string showing. But anyway, get your green back out if you put it away. If you didn't put it away, you're getting ready to have to use that again. You're going to want your green and your white and your gray. Because I'm just going to tell you how to do this. I don't want to do it on camera because I don't. Yeah, I am. I'll be back. Okay. Last part. My camera's trying to die on me. So, what you're going to do next, you're going to take your gray, white, and green yarn and take all 3 strands together, pull out about 40 inches and cut the ends. Then do the same thing all over again and cut the ends. Now you've got 6 strands, and you're going to fold these in half, and on the flap, oh, where's my flap? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 should be on the end, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, whatever. Pick the middle, and I'm going to get a bigger hook for this because I just don't think my eye hook is big enough. Yeah, get a bigger hook. Somewhere around here. Yeah, middle-ish. And grab your yarn and pull it through a little bit. And now grab one side of it and just start pulling. Make sure that's about half. And of course it's not. You want it to be even-ish on the ends. That's even-ish. And now what I'm going to do is go through this one over and grab the remaining yarn and get that pulled through. Hopefully I don't split any yarn. Make sure it's even. I'm trying here. Yeah, that's even enough. And then off camera, again, like I said, the part that I didn't sew in, that's was like, yeah, we'll see. I may end up sewing it in. But anyway, you're going to take your strands now. I feel like I'm missing one, but I know I'm not. 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here. Then I'm going to grab my white here to put it in this one, my green over here, and then my gray in the middle. That way we've got 4 strands on each one, and braid. And obviously I can't do this on camera so well because I need some kind of tension. So yeah, braid those and tie them. I'm going to go back and sew this in, cuten it up, and I'll be back. Okay, I had to turn the camera around a little bit. But now that I'm close to the end, I'm trying not to drop it on the floor here. Now that I'm close to the end of my braid, I'm going to tie 2 strands of it together at the end. I know there's other ways of doing it. I'm not good at braiding and tying and making things look real cutesy, cute. And now I'm going to take 2 more and tie those together. And grab these 2 to tie together. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's cute. I do anyway. So that's how the end of it's going to look. I'm going to trim it up a little. Or my scissors. I'll use these. Not my favorites, but I will. I'm just, yeah, I didn't do it. See, I didn't cut them even. I just chopped these here, and then a little in another place, and a little in another place where it looks even-ish. And obviously, they're not even. Some are a little shorter, some are a little longer, but that's how I wanted mine to look anyway. I don't want to go for even and perfection and all that good stuff. So here's what I have so far. I've got one, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side for this. Yeah, I'm finally going to sew that crazy little tail in, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I've already got my strings cut, so same thing on the other side, and then I'll be back with the ears. Back for a second, because like I said, I was going to sew that in, and I guess maybe I should have showed that on camera. But anyway, how I sew mine in, so it won't end up with too much of a lumpy bumpy over here, is instead of crochet or sewing in and out along where we crocheted, go down the side, crochet in and out and in and out, and then I come back up and sew across. So it's not it just gives a better finished look in my personal opinion. So, and besides, this is for a kid. I'm gonna go one more down to the side. See, and I'm coming down the side now instead of across the top, even though I guess it really doesn't matter on this one. And I'm gonna cut this and come back for the ears. And on the ears, I'm not sure of the hook. I'm not looking at that right now, but you're going to need a light pink and a dark brown. And I'll be back shortly. Again, I got yarn everywhere. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to try and get done with this before my battery dies and the husband comes back home. So we're going to make a slip knot. This is the ears. We're using pink and an F hook, and we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet into the next chain from your hook for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm slow on camera, and I say I'm in a hurry, but I'm trying. Okay. Chain 1. turn, row 2, single crochets together, 1, 2, and 2 into the next, single crochet, and then another single crochet for 2, and in the last single 2 together for the last 2, if I can get it in there. Look at me, I'm goofing. 1, 2 together, chain 1, turn, single crochet 4 across, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 and turn, single crochet 2 together twice. So there's 1 and 1 and 2 and 2. Chain 1 and turn, single crochet into 2. There's 1, there's 2, single crochet, turn, single crochet 2 together, 1, 2, chain 1, and into this one at the top we're going to single crochet 2 into that stitch, place a stitch marker into the first one. I'll do that off camera. No, I won't. I'll do it now because I'll end up forgetting or not doing. And you're going to single crochet all the way around, going down the side. Doesn't have to be perfect because you may end up having one more on one side than you do on the other, and that's okay. So crocheting down, if it'll do, it won't get in there. There we go. All the way down to the side. And then your last one on this corner, we're going to single crochet 2 into this corner and keep going all the way down the bottom, and I'm crocheting over my tail. And 2 into this corner, 1, 2, and you're going to single crochet all the way up to the top and slip stitch into where the stitch marker is, and I'll meet you back in a minute with the dark brown. And I need to apologize now because I was looking at the wrong pattern, and we're not going to use dark brown. But what we are going to do, we're going to cut this somewhere, long strand, because I'm not sure which one we're going to need, the pink or the dark gray is what we're going to do. So now that you have one of these made, you're going to make another one in pink, because we know dogs have 2 ears, most of them anyway. And we're going to go dark gray. F hook, exact same thing as we did on the pink one, but I'm so sorry I can't even speak. We're going to make another one of these, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 single crochets across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going up a size in hook. I'm going to stay with the same hook. I'm just crocheting a little bit looser with this one. But I know I went fast, maybe too fast doing the pink, so I'm just going to tell you this. As soon as I find it. I'm trying so hard to hurry because I want to get this done today, and I know I don't have much time to do it. So I'll just say it this way. Row 1, chain 7, single crochet across for 6. Row 2, single crochet 2 together, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, single crochet 2 together. 4 total stitches. Row 3, single crochet in each one across. You still have 4. Row 4, single crochet twice, chain 1 and turn. Row 5, single crochet in 2, chain 1 and turn. Row 6, single crochet 2 together, chain 1, turn your work, crochet 2 into that corner, and then go all the way down, single crochet 2 into this corner, single crochet across, 2 into this corner, single crochet all the way back up, and end with your slip stitch and a long tail. That's what you're going to do for 2 pink and 2 grays. And I will meet you back as soon as I can with my dying battery. Okay, battery's still dying, but trying to get this done. I did sew in all but that of the pink, leaving the long tail on your gray yarn. You're going to come in through the back, make sure you've got them both going in on the same stitch appropriately. Man, my long yarn. I did it again. Okay, now that we've got this together, you're going to sew these 2 together respectively. Just make sure you keep it good and even. And now I'm going to do this again because, yeah. Now that I've got them together, this is how it goes sewn. You're going to sew in here and go around. Sew up through the gray and the pink, around, through the gray and the pink, around, and see, it's giving more of more gray than pink for the inside of the ears. And again, I did do a really long tail because I don't know how many times I'm going to end up sewing. My little piece of pink just came out, but we're going to fix that. Like that. Just wrap it around. If I have to come back later and use a little glue to glue it together to keep it there, I will. But again, it's not wanting to work. But anyway, it'll eventually go fix, and I'll push that through and get that back. But anyhow, do this twice all the way around. Hide that little pink yarn in there whenever you figure it out. I will off camera because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through here and pull it back. But anyway, make 2 of these, and you're still going to want a long tail on your gray yarn, because whenever we're done with this, we're going to have to sew it on. And if you have to get another piece of yarn to sew, that's fine. And I'll meet you back again shortly. I'm back, and now just realizing the smarter thing would have been to have started from the bottom and then crocheted to the top of the ear. But I'm not as bright as the average bear, so I'm going back through my stitches where it's looped over as well as I can to get to the bottom, because I'm just not taking this apart, not on camera. I may or may not do that later. So now I'm going through all the stitches on the side. I guess I could have done that in a different way, but this is the way I'm doing it. Okay, it's cute in my opinion. I'm not real happy with how it turned out here at the top, because yeah, I should have done another loop. But anyway, looks like kitty cat ears to me. So now what we're gonna do, now that I'm pretending I have both ears made, as soon as I get untangled here, I'm going to make another ear off camera, and whoops, I'm going to make another ear here off camera, and on the first part of round 1 is where I'm going to place this ear and start sewing in from here. And I guess I will go 1, 2, 3, 3-ish here, and put on the other ear here, and I will be back shortly. I'm back before I'm finished, but I wanted to let you guys know what I did right quick to hopefully make it a little easier if you haven't finished yours already. Here's my pink one. I sewed the tail in already, but on the gray one, what I did different was I single crocheted all the way around, and then I slip stitched down the side. This way I'm going to be on the bottom, and sew these two together now, leaving a long tail because, yeah, you know. Anyway, then I'm gonna have my tail come at the bottom and then sew them on the hat, and I'll be back. And here we are, all sewn up. It doesn't quite fit on my little mannequin head because her head's not so little, but this is a toddler size anyway, and this is the best I could do to... The paw didn't come out the way I intended, but that's okay. I think it's still cute anyway. You can tell it's a paw. Maybe not so much on camera, but you can with real up close and personal eyeballs. So thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that kind of good stuff, and I would surely appreciate it. And I'll be back as soon as I can with another tutorial, but this will be on a different paw hat. So anyway, I'm trying to be careful about what I say because copyright stuff and all that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Love you. God bless you all. Bye.